Hi, it's Tara coming back to you with another video. This may or may not be my next to last video for this year, 2024. I just wanted to go out with a comforting message. I just wanted to say thank you for all of your support and for all of your kind wishes and your wonderful comments. I've really enjoyed like corresponding with you and sharing thoughts and opinions with you. Thanks for putting up with me and my insane ramblings. And yeah, I mean, we all know I need this channel to as an outlet for my mundane life. I really enjoy like being able to express myself and to I don't know. Is it too egotistical to say that I want a little part of me to live on if something should happen to me? Like, I mean, in the future, not now, and not that anything, knock on wood. Anyways, yeah, no bad thoughts, no bad thoughts. Never mind. So, anyways, I wanted to go out. I wanted to talk about um, this perfume. So, as you know, I've been staying like I've been going back and forth between my apartment and my brother's apartment looking after my parents. So, the funny thing, not funny, but, the it's to expected that when you leave your familiar abode, your lair, if you will, um, and you go to someplace else, that even if you do have a good experience there, it's nice, you have all the conveniences. I mean, you have everything, that you need, but when you come home, you just feel like a really huge surge of, like, relief and, you know, you just feel like that coming home feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like laying in your own bed. My brother has like one of these really expensive, like, I don't know, mattresses that it feels like a firm cloud when you're sleeping in there. It's like really amazing. I get really good sleep there. But even as soon as my body touched my like over 10-year-old mattress, you know, it's all janky and messed up. Like, even if I'm sleeping on a vastly inferior and, needs to be replaced very soon bed, I still feel like an immense sense of, um, relief, you know what I mean? It's kinda like when you go home after a long day at work and you just take off your bra and you slap on some, like, you slap on, like, some sweats or some really nice, like, pajamas or something, and you lounge around in your robe and you don't care, you know what I mean? It's not the most glamorous thing in the world, but it's just, like, the best feeling in the world, coming home? So, I feel like that after I've gone on trips. Granted that the way I've done trips in the past, they're usually abroad and they're usually for a pretty long duration because we go during the Christmas break, like, for 3 weeks, and by the time we get back, our bodies are like, after taking, like, 20,000 to 30,000 steps a day, for 3 weeks, our bodies are, like, basically, like, broken down. And we need to like a whole week to recover, in bed, recovering, from the trip. But yeah, anyways, what I wanted to say is that this perfume, um, Prada's Infusion Duress or Infusion Iris is like one of those perfumes that I associate being home with. I mean, I remember when this first came out, I think it was the 1990s, I think, so it's pretty old. It's a very old, perfume, and, this is my original bottle from, like I think I did not get this. I didn't rush out and get it when it first came out, so maybe it was, like, a year or 2 after it first came out, so maybe, like, late 1990s or early 2000s. I think I got this bottle, and, I remember before I got this, though, I was enjoying smelling the powdery goodness in like powdery iris goodness in the like magazine strips. And I remember what really drew me to it was I think it was one of those doll face models. Was it Gemma Ward from like Australia or something? There was a time when a lot of the fashion models were considered like were doll faced, like meaning they had like a cherubic face with like really big eyes and like a childlike, like innocent doll like look or something like that. That was very fashionable at that time. So I think that was one of the models that was modeling in that. And they were wearing, I think, if memory serves me, and I'm not just totally making this up out of some crazy like senile image in my mind, is that they were wearing a luscious pair of leather gloves in this like kind of minty pastel green color. And I remember being fascinated by those gloves. Like I really wanted to rush out. And instead of buying the perfume, I actually wanted to buy the gloves. And the weird thing is like after I bought the perfume, imagined like the gloves smelling love this perfume. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So anyways, what I wanted to say about this is that no matter what happens, I'll always have like a bottle of this, but I'll always keep this original bottle because there was a reformulation, I think like 10 years later or 10 years ago, where the incense of Somalian incense was taken off and uh not replaced. So basically it's like Mandarin. So the notes say that it's Mandarin of Italy, Italian Mandarin, Neroli of Tunisia, uh, cedarwood, and Laotian benjoin, and incense of Somalia. So basically, I don't even know why they call it infusion duress because it doesn't. I mean, is the iris note like hidden, or did they just cobble all these notes together? Which to get like that powdery iris note. So the weirdest thing about this perfume is, and my relationship to it is, before this perfume came to the forefront, I had never even I'd never even known what iris smelled like. Like I know iris is actually like the flower itself, it's like it doesn't have a scent, and the orris root and the powder is it's actually from the root of a certain Florentine iris, I think. And it's like a very laborsome, like artisanal process to get them to grow and then to know how to prepare it and then to get it to its former state. So it takes like years of effort to get like a little piddling amount, and therefore it's quite precious. I myself also have like the dried Santa Maria Novella dried orris root, iris root powder, and I did a video on that. So you might want to check it out. But yeah, so before this historic perfume, I myself, and I suspect a lot of people that were not specifically like perfume aficionados at that time. I didn't think there were as many as there is now, honestly. I mean, it seems like the perfume like enthusiasts have popped up, like I think most likely due to social media. Quite a lot. There's been like a exponential like increase for the last like 5 to maybe 7 years. But most like also like in the last 4 years, probably due to COVID, a lot of people turned to perfumes as a hobby because it was available and didn't require socializing or, exercising or going outside or whatever, or commingling. But anyways, what I was trying to say is before this historic perfume came out, with its specific like focus on the iris, I myself did not know a blessed thing about iris. You know what I mean? I couldn't, like, if you asked me about rose, I could tell you like what roses smelled like because there is an actual rose plant that I can reference, right? And also I would I would know like what rose notes smell like because there were many like rose perfumes, like tea rose and all these rose centric perfumes. But there was never, as far as, no, in my circle, like the child, like teenager, late teenager circle. There were no like people I knew that knew much about Iris. You know what I mean? I think like the 80s perfumes were a lot, they were very tuberose, carnation, um, what else was that? Gardenia, really rich yellow florals were the focus. And there was not an iris, if anything, unless you're talking about the iris of Fath. Jacques Fath had like a famous iris, but you know, that was like some esoteric, like out of my league, like type circles, right? We're talking about like American youth, American youth in the mass American market. We would not have known much about iris because I think it kind of existed as a filler note to make like a powdery, to have like a powdery, like sort of a delicate powdery kind of like floral, um, momish, dare I say momish? Okay, why not? Momish type of like filler note or support note to add to maybe tamper down a bit of the gardenias or whatever like opulent note that they had out up to the fore, you know what I mean? So Iris was not, it's always considered kind of like the more quiet sister of the floral perfume floral hierarchy. Let's just put it at that. Okay, so I mean, it's kind of like in the middle. It's not like the poor daisy, you know what I mean, or dandelion, or you know, or chrysanthemum or something like that. That was like kind of, you know, off to the side. It doesn't have the fiery spiciness of the carnations. It didn't have like that rich, like almost like liqueur, like flower liqueur smell of the tuberose, you know, like the Givenchy and whatever, Amarige and all these really dark, I mean, all these really yellow, rich, like perfumes and stuff. So it was like when they came out with this, it was kind of like a response to I think the 80s, you know what I mean? It was like the 80s, I imagine, is like, have you seen that show Dallas with the hair, the big hair, the rippling curls and stuff like that, and big shoulder pads? People used to wear like really chunky blush, and they would have like dramatic like eyeliner and, you know, the works, you know, the bright, like kind of almost garish like colors for the lipsticks and stuff. It was a fun time, you know, but it was like very bold and in your face. And the perfume was very like bold and in your face too. Nothing wrong with that. But this was kind of like the antithesis of that. I think it was like kind of like um it moved on to like, what do you call it? Like a quieter, more introspective kind of like instead of being red and purple and like orange and black and color and yellow, it was more like a cool blue toned, like kind of like minty green like this. And yeah, I think like the minty green is like a perfect, they chose so well for this color scheme. And it kind of represents this perfume and that era. I think like, you know, once you have a really hot times, you have to cool down a little bit, or it's just cool to have something the opposite of what you had before. So, you know, I feel like that this one really, really made me aware of and liking like kind of powdery perfumes and quieter perfumes and delicate perfumes, you know what I mean? So this kind of like is kind of historic, and I really love this. I'm really glad I got the original formula, although I smelled the new formula, and I might even have a small thing of that, like a mini of that, the new formula, and it smells almost exactly alike. And the weird thing is that it doesn't even have iris listed as a note, unless it's like unless it's like so obvious that, you know, they didn't even bother to put it on. So I have like quite a few of these. My roommate really loves this. He swears that in um, one of these malls in Bangkok that they spray this uh, something similar to this as a room freshener, you know what I mean? As like an atmospheric perfume or something like that. But we have quite a few bottles, not just of this, but I also have the Absolute, which is like, it's like in a yellow, like a gold bottle. And it's like the same as this, almost exactly like, except it's got orange blossoms. So it makes it a little bit more warmer and brighter. This is more cool and bluish green, just like this looks. And I also have my roommate also had bought 3 huge bottles of the cedar one, which is like gray. It's like a light gray blue. And that one is also really good. It's a little bit more woody and it's a little bit more like, he thinks it's more suitable for men. And there's also a vetiver one, which is also really, really lovely as well. A little bit more herbal, earthy, a little bit grassy, green. So that one's lovely. And I also have this. So this is like our, both of us like favorite mandarin. Not the orange. The orange is so like non-present as to be almost like blah and nondescript, but the mandarin is the one that we love. So as you can see, this is one of our most used perfumes. Like we almost have to like restrain ourselves to keep it at this like, I mean, to not go crazy and use all this up because we don't really want to get a new bottle. That's like the crazy thing about us. We're kind of like hoarders. We do use our stuff, but then once it reaches a certain like amount, then we kind of like get more conservative, which is not too it's problematic because we have so much other stuff. So this mandarin one has orange bitters, green mandarin, and a mandarin heart. So I guess it has like mandarin juice. So it's really, it's like juicy, but juicy in a powdery, delicate way, not juicy as in like very acidic way. So this has like orange bitters. So it has like an orange, like the mandarin orange peel, and it's green, slightly green and tart. I just love this. It has orange flower and also neroli. So to me, smells like a orange Tic Tac in a bottle. Seriously, seriously. If you ever eat an orange Tic Tac, it's amazing. It's like not, it's like slightly sweetly, not sweet as in sugary, but it's like sweetly kind of like almost feminine. But it counteracts the mandarin so well. So there's a little bit of bitterness in here. There's a little bit from like the essential oils from the skin, but it's also very, it still has the same powdery like light goodness of this Irish infusion in the background. So it's so good. This is our favorite. And I also have another one which it's in a drawer at work because it's very work appropriate, and that is the almond one. And I love the almond one because it's like such a delicate, delicate almond. I mean, when, if you're an almond lover, you know what I'm talking about. We're not talking about like the hypnotic poison, like bitter almond, that kind of heavy, like bitter smell. We're also not talking about marzipan like Mandorla, or any of these like candied or thick. We're talking about the most like ethereal, albeit slightly very fleeting, like almond, like the top notes of the almond, without none of the sugariness of it. And yeah, so that one is one of my favorites, and it's at work because every time I wear it, people just, they really love it. Like they can hardly smell it, but it smells really good. So it's both like fresh and like delicate at the same time. And it has its own unique like powderiness, I'm not talking about the type of powder that can kill you, like smother you. One of the most powdery perfumes that I've had is like Habanita, but yeah, that's like another discussion. But anyways, I wanted to just talk about these two and to say like Happy New Year and have a great year. I had a up and down year, but you know what? It's still great. I'm still very grateful. I have the life that I have, the life that I have, that I have the same people in my life that I have, and yeah, I appreciate them every day. And yeah, enough with these ramblings. Please have a great day and stay safe and have a happy new year. I'll see you in the new year unless I do another video, which I very well might. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.